Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to talk about a couple things here. First thing I'm going to do is plug this trilogy of 3 albums here called From Within, Parts 1, 2, and 3. It's performed by Plastic Man's Richie Hawtin, who's a well-respected techno artist, a techno DJ, and by the late Peter Namlook, who was an ambient producer and musician who sadly was taken from us in 2012. They first released this trilogy on Namlook's label titled Fax Records in 1994 or 95, and in 2000 it was reissued on Hawtin's Minus Music record label based out of Ontario, Canada. I guess he was born in England and grew up in Windsor, Canada, and now he lives in Germany. So I was able to get Hawtin's autograph in 2000 when I bought this record. Actually, CD, actually, at the first electronic music festival back that year. Back then it was called the Detroit Electronic Music Festival, the DEMF for short. A couple years later it became known as Movement, but that's a totally different subject and a lot more confusing one. Definitely dramatic tale on that one. But either way, if you enjoy listening to music on a bright sunny day with hardly any clouds in the sky, whether it's walking, riding a bike, or driving in your car, these albums are great to listen to while doing any of those 3. I highly recommend it. Now on to the second subject. I got a DM from a friend of mine who lives in my home state of Michigan, telling me about there's plans for another protest in that state regarding Governor Gretchen Whitmer's stay-at-home order, ordering everybody to stay at home, avoid any contact with anybody so you don't catch this COVID-19 shit, so it won't kill you. Like I've been doing my best, folks, by the way. Every time I go out, I have a little mask up there, surgical mask. But I personally prefer one that's all black, so I look like the Winter Soldier. Kind of funny that way, but at least you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I also heard that there's going to be an order by some judge here in Texas, I don't know if it's in Houston or Woodlands or whichever, proposing this fine for anybody out there who is not wearing a mask. If you're caught by authorities not wearing a mask, whether it's in a grocery store or in some park or anywhere where there's people around, you could be fined $1,000. Now, I'm going to play both sides of the spectrum here. I'm going to play both sides of the coin. I can understand the people's anger, the people's frustration, as I stated a couple of videos back, the fact that they're not working, the fact that they're getting cabin fever, the fact they're going fucking bonkers, that they are not able to do anything, they're not able to hang out with buddies, they're not able to drink beers at bars or play pool or whichever, hang out with buddies. We have to resort to either FaceTime, Skype, or whichever, or communicate on Facebook, either on just texting or video. I'm getting pissed off myself because I want to hang out with some people in downtown Houston, but sadly for the time being, until further notice, can't do that. I'm trying to make some calls to find out, see if anybody's hiring so I could get my foot in the door when the time comes for all these places to reopen. Because it sucks being out of work. So I can understand the frustration of the people. They're getting tired of staying home. They're getting sick of it. And plus, when you think about it, the two stipulations that I talked about, including finding people for not wearing masks, curfews, being ordered by any government official, whether it's federal, state, or local, to stay home, seems kind of like it reeks of tyranny when you think about it. Being told by the government what to do, what not to do. And the last thing we need is that. Government putting their thumbs down on us, trying to keep us under. And I suspect that some government officials, whether that's the big three that I mentioned, local, state, and federal, are going to try and do that to keep us under their thumb. And that's the thing we don't need. Now, the Texas Lieutenant Governor, whose name I do not know, already called out this judge for saying that she's overstepping her government boundaries. I kind of agree myself. I mean, I don't want to pay $1,000 for not wearing a mask, because I don't have that kind of money, plain and simple. But this kind of like goes along with the same thing with the click it or ticket motive. Either if you're caught not wearing your seatbelt, you could be fined so-and-so thousands of dollars. So I think this is what they're trying to do, is trying to get people to wake up and realize this is how you get them. Hurt them in the worst, in their pocketbook, to make them listen. That usually works. Now, let me go to the other side of the coin. I spoke about this before. We still have a pandemic going on. It has not left. This COVID-19 is still here, and we don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know if society is going to really rebuild itself up when this whole thing blows over. This is still pretty serious. I don't know the amount of deaths from this in Texas, let alone in Michigan or elsewhere. But we still got to keep ourselves safe, people. Plain and simple. I don't want to hear about anybody dying. I already found out that a couple of friends on Facebook have lost some of their loved ones from this. And I don't want anybody, the people I know here or back in Michigan, to pass from it, to die from it. That would break my heart. But like I said, at the same time, I do not want government infringing upon our individual rights just to keep us safe. I don't want them going over the boundaries. Yeah, keep us safe, but don't cross the line. Is that what we're all saying? That's what I'm saying. Don't go fucking overboard. That's all I'm asking. Now, one more thing I want to say is, if this thing blows over and we're able to go out again, if we're able to go out to bars and clubs, let's not go fucking bum rushing. Okay? Let's not go fucking crazy. Let's keep it calm and cool like we are doing right now. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say for now. I'm Dr. Earl. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Leave some comments below and hit that like button. Stay safe. Once again, people. Stay safe.